Revolutionary love, black people, revolutionary love, and welcome back to another episode of Make It Plain the People's Talk Thing with your brother Samori and your brother Elsie. Say what's up to the people, brother Elsie.
Guru, sisters and brothers. Guru.
No doubt, no doubt. Yo.
Good.
That's not a mark.
I'm not.
But what I'm saying is,
I'm not a
what I'm saying, so brother, are you a son of Melvin? I mean, the people want to know. The people want to know.
Y'all want to know if I'm a son of Melvin?
That's right, they want to know.
Of course I'm a son of Melvin.
Okay, right.
And I'm also
Go ahead.
a grandson of
A grandson of who?
Dr. Woodson.
Dr. Woodson. Okay.
And I'm also the offspring of Sister Asada Shakur and Brother Amos Woodson.
What? That's right. That's nice. That's a nice little video.
I got my birth certificate.
You got your birth certificate.
I got my revolutionary birth certificate. You want to check it?
No, I don't want to take it, but I don't want to take
Okay,
it. I started a group called Spark, right?
Right.
Tell us about Spark.
SPARK was an acronym for Spreading Positivity and Reinforcing Knowledge.
Right.
You know, what we did was we came together. We saw a need in the neighborhood.
That's right.
You know, we saw our brothers walking around, you know, having lack of knowledge of themselves.
That's right.
And we felt that it was our obligation to do something about it.
Right. So you made an observation.
Observation.
So you had an obligation.
Obligation.
That's
how
right.
I go.
That's right.
That's how I go.
Obligation.
Right.
Go ahead on
Hand in
through
hand.
No
Hand in
doubt.
hand.
No doubt.
Yeah,
So y'all were kind of like trying to educate the people, re-educate the people.
re-educate people. That's the most important thing. We re-educated a lot of brothers and sisters, you know. I mean, you just don't know. The simplest thing you can do for a brother and sister is just tell them, you know, you're beautiful. Start a whole conversation about that.
No doubt.
You know,
no doubt.
talk about the motherland. Talk about the things that, you know, they may not know, that they may not be getting in their educational process or miseducational process in their school system.
Yeah. So that's what we talking about today, right?
Yeah, that's the topic.
We
Good.
talking about education.
Education. Or the lack thereof.
Or the lack thereof.
All right.
So you brought it to the people.
Right.
Check it out.
What is your thoughts on the public education system out here?
It sucks. It sucks. It sucks and it sucks.
I think it's broken.
I call it the public miseducation system.
The educational system here in Baton Rouge is actually a trashy educational system that is left over from the slave plantation slave system.
So the educational system is going more and more backwards to me.
I think there's a drastic difference between a black public school and a white public school.
There's plenty that we should do with respect to making our education be more significant and mean more to us as African people.
And I don't think it adequately serves the communities that it's supposed to be serving.
For the last 12 years I've been in this educational system, I have learned nothing that would help me all the way further what I want to do in life.
Still to this day, our children are not being taught the proper education about our own history. And I think that does affect the psyche.
The black schools aren't getting enough funding. Maybe that's why they can't afford to increase the quality of their education.
What would you do differently? Say you had your own school, your own thing.
Teaching our students to be able to think critically and to do things that makes a difference in our, own communities.
What the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teach us to do is, and that is give our people a thorough and wonderful knowledge of themselves.
Really teach them about our history before slavery. A lot of people think that our history began in slavery or our history began with the Emancipation Proclamation.
For the most part, from a young age, try and feel around and see where the kids want to go and direct them in that path instead of throwing all these different tests and all these other things to hold them back, essentially.
There are communities that are taking back their school systems, and I think that's the right model. I think schools should stay local.
The education that is used to educate our students would speak directly to the problems that we as African people have.
I don't think the problem can be completely solved just within the school system. I think half of it has to begin in the homes of the students.
There's a book here that we have in the bookstore. It's called Too Much Schooling, Too Little Education. You get schooled in school, but you get educated at home.
And I would also make the arts a stronger presence in education, sort of infuse creativity back into education.
We've been here for the last 400 years. We've seen what, the educational system has done for us. And what has it done? Nothing. Zero. Goose egg. So, you might want to get some Marcus Garvey in there, and we damn sure won't get Malcolm X enough.
Amos Wilson always says it takes a system to defeat a system.
Yo, man, so a lot of people are making it plain.
Making it real plain, bro.
That's crazy, man. So it's already evident that we're going to have a part 1.
Part 1.1.
Part 1.2.
22nd and a
You know what I'm saying?
half.
We're going to have a lot of
whatever.
parts on education.
That's what I think.
A lot of parts, man.
Yeah.
But people are making it plain. So what do you think about education?
From my own experiences, to me it looked like a prison pipeline. What I mean by that is, you know, we all wear uniform, you know, sit down to eat.
Right.
You want you back up, you know, ain't no talking.
Right.
You got your 4-5 monitors, or what I call the COs, the correctional officers, walking around. They don't want you to talk. I mean, brother, who don't talk when they eat, man?
I talk when I eat.
I mean, that's the Africans. We grow up, we talk.
I be dancing too when I eat.
Like this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and then when you get to the classroom, I mean, you know, we was always taught that the 3 hours, right, of education is reading, and writing, arithmetic, right?
Arithmetic, right.
But from my own experience,
Go ahead, what you got?
I realized that it is reading, remembering, and regurgitating.
That's deep.
Yeah, no challenging whatsoever. They teach you to be docile.
That's right.
You know, they don't want anybody that's gonna challenge the system.
Man, our people are being killed in these schools, man.
Mentally massacred.
You know what I'm saying?
Mentally massacred.
Look, I got a little analogy, right? So they had this guy.
Right.
He had a rat in his house.
Hey, rat.
So he set out like one of them little glue traps.
Oh, I knew what you're talking about.
And put the little cheese on there, right? And he waited on the rat. Like, so the rat ran through there, got the bait.
Oh, got him.
But the rat started eating, but he couldn't move, right? So the rat was struggling, making all kind of noise, right? But then the rat just stopped moving. It died mentally
before it died physically.
Mentally before it died physically. It's the same thing that's happening to our children because we say stuff like our kids are dying in schools. They're not dying. They still walk around. But mentally,
zombies.
By the 4th grade,
they base jailhouses. They build jailhouses rather based on 3rd grade reading levels. So they figured, I don't want to wait till you get 18, 19 years old. Right. I want to look at you as a 9-year-old child. Right. And figure if you can't read by now, that eventually you're gonna get into my system.
And all people with this education thing, we are killed by the time system alone, man. So you got an English class, we got 45 minutes in this English class.
About that.
You got the white child that comes into English class speaking standard English already. You know, they speak it at home, they speak it at school, so when they get to school, they just polishing up their
skills. They already know.
Right. So when you test them, they do real well. But then you got the black child, who in the same classroom, you got 45 minutes for English. Right. But the black child speaks black English all day, all day, every day at home. Right. So when they come to school, not only do they have to suppress one language, but they have to learn another. You know what I'm saying? And then be tested after that 45 minutes on the same, stuff, same skills as a white child is tested on, and we say, well, you didn't do as good as a white child. You had as much standard. You got the same amount of time, so you must be slow. So we put them in special ed. Right. You dig what I'm saying? Right. Our time system, if we're going to have our own system, we must have our own system, must be totally different from the time system that we have right now. So what do you think? Do you think we need our own school? What's the solution to this thing?
I definitely think we need our own schools. We have to quickly look at the history. Once we came over there, they took everything that we knew about ourselves, which was our true education. And once they emancipated us, we never had a process by which we learned what we had lost. And as a result, we're not the type of people that we once were. The type of people that really rebelled against oppression.
Yeah. So we're gonna definitely have to do a part 2.
Definitely.
So holler at us on the Book of Face
and on
sonsofmalcolm.wordpress.com. Right. And let us know what you think about this. Right. And what is your solution to that problem? Right. All right. So we are the sons, grandsons, godsons of Malcolm, Assata, Amos Wilson, and all them.
All the revolutionaries.
Revolutionary love.